Good morning. In preparing for today's call to worship, I stumbled across this quote. We can begin by doing small things at the local level, like planting community gardens or looking out for our neighbors. That is how change takes place in living systems, not from above, but from within, from many local actions occurring simultaneously. This quote was my introduction to the Chinese-American author, feminist, and social change activist, Grace Lee Boggs. Now, many of you may already be familiar with the work of Grace Lee Boggs, but I was not. And in the event that you aren't, here's a brief bio about Mrs. Boggs. Her life spanned a century of radical change. She was born in 1915, 5 years before the 19th Amendment guaranteed women the right to vote. She earned a PhD in philosophy from Bryn Mawr College in 1940, largely as a result of limited work opportunities due to anti-Asian sentiments which prevailed at the time. She moved to Detroit in 1953, the same year she married James Boggs, an African-American auto worker and political activist. The couple was active together in the civil rights movement, calling for radical social change in Detroit and beyond until Mr. Boggs' death in 1993. In 1992, Mrs. Boggs co-founded Detroit Summer, a youth leadership program that provides meaningful activities to build real-world skills and engage youth in projects to address pressing social justice issues. In 2004, she helped to organize the Beloved Communities Initiative, a network of communities throughout the U.S. who are committed to and practicing the profound pursuit of justice, radical inclusivity, democratic governance, health and wholeness, and social individual transformation. She wrote 5 books, including an autobiography, and contributed to 4 others. In all, Grace Lee Boggs worked for more than 60 years to build a better world until her death in October 2015. This week, particularly, a week so marked by sorrow and hopelessness, I am particularly inspired by Grace Lee Boggs. She also said, "We never know how our small activities will affect others through the invisible fabric of our connectedness. In this exquisitely connected world, it's never a question of critical mass. It's always about critical connections." In an age in which technology has brought us greater connection than ever before, let us honor and celebrate those connections we have with one another and our larger world. And let us also reflect on those critical connections that still need to be made, those connections across differences that remind us of the richness and beauty of our one and precious world.